The hurricane hunters have posted a new video from Helene. They flew into the eye of the storm earlier today. Check it out.
Yeah, the hurricane hunters are a partnership between NOAA and the Air Force. They fly into storms, gather more data such as wind speed and temperature measurements for forecasters, like our chief meteorologist, Chris Franklin.
Except I really don't want to fly into one.
Yeah, I know you said that before.
I've said that many times.
Yes,
I'm perfectly happy here. Those guys have some stories about some of the rough ones, and this could be one of the rough ones in the coming kind of day and a half. We're going to start with what has been happening around us. Had a decent thunderstorm that was on the North Shore earlier. Covington, Mandeville had some damage. I've seen some video. It does not look like it was a tornado, but certainly some strong wind gusts. Elsewhere, we've had some showers, thunderstorms kind of developing along the river parishes down south of Chack Bay, between Thibodaux, Houma, getting in on some of that rainfall, as well as Jean Lafitte. So looks like not much around the metro area. Now we still could see some as this boundary is moving south, and this is associated with a front that is going to be pushing through, bringing with it some drier air, and I'll call it a taste of fall weather for the next couple of days, while Florida still dealing with the tropics. And I've widened out just to show you the size of Helene. Center of the storm is down well south, but notice the rain bands are already pushing across almost the entire state of Florida. Winds at 85 miles an hour. That pressure at 978 continues to drop, and that is expected to kind of bottom out in the next 24 hours as it will likely explode in strength up to a Category 4 during the afternoon tomorrow, and it will maintain that strength or strengthen before landfall. There are areas of the Florida coast, especially around the Big Bend area, that could see 15 to 20 foot storm surge. Now, a lot of this is not populated. There are some small areas, but most of this is marsh. So if there's any positive, it's that it is not looking at a 15 to 20 foot storm surge in the major metropolitan areas such as Tampa or out towards, say, Panama City, although Panama City still under a possible high storm surge, especially if this storm were to shift a little bit more to the west. Right now, very much within the cone of air, where we could even see a little bit more of a shift, maybe closer to Panama City, which would be horrible for them. Now, note how far north the tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings are. Hurricane warnings all the way up toward Warner Robins in central Georgia, and tropical storm warnings including Atlanta and Asheville, North Carolina, and also two bullseyes of high risks of flooding rain. One right at around landfall, and then another one that does include parts of Atlanta metro up into North Carolina. You don't often see the Weather Prediction Center placing or forecasting those high risks of significant flooding, and parts of metro Atlanta are under one of those. And I'd mentioned the fact that parts of the Big Bend of Florida could see 15 to 20 foot. And again, these numbers could shift one way or the other along the Florida Panhandle, depending upon exactly where the storm does make landfall. The upper environment for further strengthening is perfect. Deep, warm water, and in the upper environment, we've got this upper trough. Now, this is creating wind shear across the central and western Gulf of Mexico. Hostile for anything to try and move into it, but these upper patterns also kind of provide for the exhaust for these storms to just continue to intensify, which is why we've said not only does it have that deep, warm water, but it has really ideal conditions for further intensification that had always been on the table and looking very much like it will come to fruition. Now, as far as we are concerned, we're going to see the upper low keep us with drier air for the next couple of days. And what will be interesting to see is that the circulation around Helene as it pushes northward will merge with the much more powerful upper level low in something that is called the Fujiwara effect, where these lows actually kind of form together. A lot of folks always ask what happens if two hurricanes or low pressure centers kind of meet. Well, one absorbs the other, and that's what we're likely to see. But in fact, this is going to keep a pattern of drier air in place really going well into next week. Dew points 50s and 60s are not too far to our north, and that air mass is moving south. You'll start to feel it late tonight, but more so as we get our day started on Thursday. The motion around Helene will also help to reinforce that northerly flow, and the drier air will make it feel a lot more comfortable for the next several days. Even as dew points come up a little bit by this weekend, still overall very pleasant. So here's that boundary pushing through with the scattered showers and a few thunderstorms as well. May see some of those into the latter part of the evening tonight, but generally ending late. That dry air moving in as Helene pushes northward. Again, we don't wish that upon anyone, but it is not a threat for us, and we need a break. High temperatures next couple of days, lower to mid 80s and less humid. That'll make it feel a whole lot more comfortable. Really, I should include that less humid for Thursday as well. Very pleasant weather, just a little bit warmer as we head into the weekend.